What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again with another playoff series. Today we got the start of the 2013 Cup run with round one. Chicago had a very good year, going 36-7-5 in the 48-game lockout season. They won the President's Trophy, won the division, won everything you can win in the regular season, basically, and they went 21-0-4 in the first half of the season. So, yeah, 21-0-3, I should say. So, yeah, excellent team. They were the first seed with 77 points, going up against number 8 seed Minnesota. This was the last year this setup was implemented, with 55 points. So 22-point differential between these teams. Game 1, prior to Game 1 in warm-ups, the starter for Minnesota, Nicholas Backstrom, gets hurt. So he's out of the series. So Josh Harding is the goaltender then for Minnesota. And in Game 1, plays pretty well as Chicago wins 2-1 in overtime. And Cal Clutterbuck early in the first makes it 1-0 for Minnesota, and then Marian Hossa answers in the second on the power play to make it 1-1. And then Brian Bickle in overtime continues his dominance in the playoffs in 2011 from 2012, goes right into 2013. One of those guys is just a big-time playoff guy. He gets his first of the playoffs. And we go to Game 2, where the Hawks win 5-2. Michael Frolik gets his first of the playoffs, make it 1-0. And then in the second, Frolik scores again shorthanded to make it 2-0 with his second of the game and of the series and of the playoffs. Then Devin Setoguchi makes it 2-1 with his first of the playoffs. Patrick Sharp then makes it 3-1 and 4-1 with his first and second of the playoffs. Sorry about that, I have returned. So Patrick Sharp makes it 4-2 and 3-1 and 4-1, and then Marco Scandello, his first of the playoffs, makes it 4-2. And then Brian Bickle follows it up with an empty net goal, his second of the playoffs, and to make it 5-2. Hawks win 5-2, take a 2-0 lead into Minnesota, where in Game 3 they lose 3-2 in overtime. Johnny Oduya scores to make it 1-0 for Chicago with his first. And then Pierre-Marc Bouchard makes it 1-1 later with his first. No goals in the second. And then Zach Parise in the third makes it 2-1 with his first. And then Duncan Keith responds to make it 2-2 with his first. Then, in overtime, Jason Zucker scores his first of the playoffs, and Minnesota wins 3-2. Hawks have a 2-1 series lead and get going into Game 4, where Crawford shuts the door as Hawks win 3-0. Sharp gets 2, 1 in the first, 1 in the second with his third and fourth goals of the series, and then Bickle gets his third of the series to make it 3-0. Hawks win 3-0. Game 5. Pretty fast here, not many goals from the other team. Game 5, Hawks win 5-1. Marian Hossa gets on the board first with his second of the series. And then Marcus Kruger then scores to make it 2-0 in the second, followed by Hossa's second of the game and third of the playoffs. And then Torrey Mitchell scores his first of the playoffs to get Minnesota on the board to make it 3-1. Then 35 seconds later, Andrew Shaw responds with his first of the playoffs to make it 4-1. And then Patrick Sharp scores his fifth of the series and of the playoffs on the power play to make it 5-1. And that's the series. Hawks win in 5 games. And there's really not much to say. Sorry about that again. Minnesota, I put one score on the board. Matt Cullen, who had 0 goals, 3 assists for 3 points, because they had just a list of people who got 2 points and 1 point and 0 points, and I wasn't writing 10 names down for under here. Harding goes 1 for 4 with a 9-11 save percentage, so he did pretty well in the series considering the circumstances. Going against the top team in the league, going against you're the backup, and you still had a 9-11 save percentage in a series you lost in 5, so that's pretty good. Then Kemper went in for 2 appearances. He was the backup. He was the third goalie for Minnesota at the time. Now Kemper's a legend in Arizona. Now he's in Colorado, where he's facing a lot of injury problems. He goes in for 2 appearances and has an .879 save percentage. And Hawks, on the other hand, Sharp has 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 points. Hossa has 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. Keith, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. Kane, 0 goals, 5 assists, 5 points. Bickle, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. And then Shaw, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Realize how Taze isn't up there, or Seabrook. Taze only had 2 assists in the series, and he struggled in the series, that's for sure. Crawford goes 4-1 with a .950 save percentage. Phenomenal save percentage. As the Hawks only allowed, I believe, 7 goals in the series in 5 games. So that's pretty good. Now the Hawks play Detroit next in that 7-game series where we'll show a comeback from 3-1 down. I know this is a pretty short episode, but there's really not much to talk about. To be honest, yeah, there's not like when the San Jose series was a sweep. Like you can talk about, there were a lot of goals in the series. Not a lot of goals, but there were some games that were. Actually, now that I think about it, no, there wasn't. I don't know how I got that episode so long when I think about it. Probably because it was a late in the Stanley Cup run, and I can talk about all the statistics behind it, but that's not important right now because we've already done it. So yeah, we got Detroit next, LA later in the Cup run, and then finally Boston in the next 3 days. And then we'll start the 2014 one, 2015. I got to get a power rankings in since the New Year's coming up. It's December 27th, the day I'm recording this. So there's going to be a power rankings coming up, even though they haven't played in a while. Not the December 29th, they should start playing again, so we'll see how that goes. Power rankings coming probably January 1st. Yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today, so I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.